What's up you guys, welcome back and welcome if you're new. In today's video we're going to show you guys just how we installed our Kingpin lighting back here, and I'm also going to be telling you a couple things that I do love about them. If at the end of the video you guys do want to go ahead and purchase it, make sure to check out the description box below. I've linked it there with a 15% off discount code, so go get yours. Let's go ahead and now get into the video and also give you some of the specs. Let's go. Alright you guys, so before we get into the installation, I want to go ahead and explain a couple things. It's not that hard, but I do need to show you guys this. So let's come right over here and explain some things. So the first thing that you're going to want to go ahead and do is get some 14 gauge wire like this. You're going to need one for positive and negative, so make sure you get that. You can also get the other kind which already comes with the sleeve. If you get some like mine, you do want to go ahead and get a sleeve like this, just so that way when you finish up the installation it looks nice and clean. Also going to want to go ahead and get some solder and seal wire connectors. You're going to want to go ahead and get that. You're also going to want to go ahead and get some heat shrink. All this is just going to make your installation a lot cleaner and nicer. So the reason why we have wire here and all these connectors is because inside the box with the Kingpin lighting, as you're going to notice, it doesn't come with an actual harness. It just comes with a positive, which is red, and a negative, which is black. So in that case, that's why I said you're going to need to get yourself some 14 gauge wire and some of these connectors to go ahead and make a wiring harness. Now in the case that you're too afraid to make your own wiring harness and you don't understand how to do it, just go ahead and hit up my good friend Jerry, better known as BeastFab, to go ahead and make you a wire harness or do the full installation for you guys. But that's what you're going to need to do this install. It's super simple though overall. The next thing that you're going to want to go ahead and do is also get some 3M tape like this, and you're also going to want to go ahead and get some 3M zip tie holders. Basically what those are is after you've put the wiring in the sheathing here, which we'll show you guys on the truck right now, you're going to need something to actually hold it in place on the camper. So those 3M zip tie holders, which I'll show you guys in a bit, those are going to actually keep it in place. Another good thing to get in the 3M zip tie holders, that tape that it comes with, it's not the best, so I'd recommend just throwing a little sheet of this type of 3M in back of it. So let's go ahead and hop inside the truck and get this started. So right now Jerry is removing my old lights. Since we don't need those anymore, we're going to be installing these high quality ones. As far as the two 12-inch Kingpin lightings that I do have, one is going to go on this side, which let me show you. One of these is going to be going on this side of the Molly panel. It's going to be mounted right about here. As far as the big one, as you can see, Jerry's going to be mounting it right about here. So the way we're mounting it there, you do have two options. You could either one, use screws and kind of drill into it, or you could do our option and get some really high quality 3M tape, which is what Kingpin recommends. I'll go ahead and put the specs right here. But now that it's mounted, you saw that we've put the double-sided sticky tape, put some pressure on it. So this 3M tape does not come provided. You are going to need to get it. It's pretty cheap on Amazon. But what you want to do is you want to put one piece, as you can see here, one on this bracket and one on the opposite bracket as well. And then now you can go ahead and mount it after you remove the backing. Super simple on that part. Another thing to keep in mind is the wire harness is not going to be provided. The only thing you can purchase through Kingpin is going to be the actual switch, which is right here. But as far as the wiring harness that you see here, Jerry actually made this up for me, so everything should be wired up nice and clean now. And then this right here is going to be going connected into my jack 3 using this here. So just like a cigarette port, just like that, and then it'll work. So we're going to finish mounting everything up. I'm going to help them out, and then we'll get back to you guys once it's cleaned up. We'll show you guys and give you some specs. All right, you guys, so now that we finished up with this quick installation, I didn't show too much because it's kind of common sense. And like I said, if you guys do actually need help with it, make sure to hit up Jerry, better known as BeastFab. Description box below is all his information, including buying these bad boys with that 15% off discount code. But I wanted to go ahead and let you guys know, I'm going to explain some things that I did here, and then after that, we'll go ahead and get into the specs of these bad boys. And we're also going to tell you guys a couple things that I do love about them as well. So first things first, I ended up getting 3 of the 12-inch, which are these bad boys right here, as you guys can tell. So I got 3 of these, and then I did end up getting 1 of the 40-inch. So if you guys do have like a Tacoma like mine, in all honesty, I think 1 40-inch should kind of light it up. But if you want to go ahead and make sure it's lit up very well, I do kind of the route that I did, which is 2 of the 12-inch and 1 of the 40-inch. As far as this other third 12-inch, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it back here. I ran out of time to install this one, but basically this 4th one is gonna go right here, which is the third 12-inch. but I'm going to be placing it right here just so that way I have constant light in here. Where on these other ones that do open up, those ones I can swivel them, which we'll get into some of the specs on that in a bit, but you'll see what I mean later on. So let's get back to this. So you're gonna notice on this bad boy here, what we ended up doing is back here we put some of the 3M double-sided sticky tape, which is this right here. I highly recommend getting this tape because it's super strong and it sticks to almost any material. Like, these things are on there, they're not gonna fall. So that's what we did there. As you guys can see, it's there. And then as far as the wiring here, we've ran it up into here. Luckily, mine has molly panels, so we can kind of help guide the wire upwards. And then right here, if you can barely see here, we ended up using those solder connectors. And then we ran some 14 gauge wire up towards the next light. But what we did is, once again, we connected the 2 wires using that solder, and then over it we put one of the heat shrink just to make like a nice sleeve, and of course make it waterproof. So as you guys can tell, super clean. And then we've ran it up through here. Now if your camper does not have any molly panels like this and you're kind of wondering how to run it, you can go ahead and get yourself the 3M zip tie holders, which are these bad boys right here. I don't know if you can see them, but these things are lifesavers. Basically, it's 3M, you stick it on, like say to the camper, and there's like a little hole right here. So when you run the wire, you can run a zip tie over it and it holds the wire in place. So if you don't have those molly panels, you can run a couple more of those and it makes it look super clean. I still need to fix some of the wiring here just to make it a little bit better, but I've just kind of put it together just to show you guys this video. So what we've done is, if you come inside, all right you guys, so I know we did the wiring a little long as you can see, but here it is. It's coming this way. And then we've routed it downwards so that way we could get into this 40-inch right here, as you guys can see. And keep in mind, you can also use quick disconnects on all the harnesses, so if you ever do want to remove the light, you can do that as well. I didn't have any quick disconnects, so we ended up just using that soldering wire connector. So we have it here, and I know it's like, it looks like a bundle, but another day what I'm going to do is I'm going to route the wire a little bit better just so it looks cleaner, but I want to show you guys what we did here. And as you can see, the switch is going to have 2 wires coming out of it. The wire on one end, it doesn't matter which side, it's going to work either way. But we ended up putting all 3 lights, including this one. If you look right here, you're gonna see the other light is right here. We've ran the wire. It's nice and heat shrinked, looks super clean. So all 3 of the lights are actually wired into here, if you can see that. All 3 of the connectors are all in one wire here, and then we've ran it into here. On the opposite side, what we've done here is we've actually ran another wire coming down. If you could see it here, it's coming down right here, right there. And what that's doing is actually running the power source. So one thing to take note on is what I ended up using is a cigarette lighter port like this, so that way I can use my jackery with it, light up the lights, and we're good to go. For your power source, you don't have to use this specifically. You can actually wire these up to your car battery or another secondary battery that you have back here. These are rated to be able to run for a couple days and not drain your main battery. So keep that in mind, you guys can do it. I just wanted peace of mind, and I still wanted to have it going to another power source that's not tied to the vehicle, but it's up to you guys if you want to run that. Kingpin does say that it's okay, which I'll leave a little description here of them saying that. So that's how we did it. I know we didn't go too in depth on this video for the install, but if you are still kind of curious, go ahead and just DM me and I'll answer your question or comment it down below as well. Let's go ahead and now talk about the specs, and then once again, we'll tell you guys what I love about these bad boys. All right, you guys, so let's go ahead and now talk about the specs and give you guys some measurements on these bad boys. So once again, if you guys are still curious on them, make sure to comment down below or DM me on Instagram. I'll be happy to answer you. So the 12-inch and the 40-inch are both going to have almost the same features, but of course lengths are different. Another cool feature that these bad boys do have is they do have a 180-degree rotating design. So you can go ahead and rotate them, which we'll show you guys at night, of course. These things are also weatherproof and extremely durable. I'm going to be testing that out, so stay tuned until the end of the video and I'm going to show you guys what I mean by that. And as far as the coloring on these, it is a daylight color. So what that does is it actually eliminates the harshness on your eyes. So say you guys are camping in pitch black and you guys go ahead and turn on a bright blue light, that'll actually kind of hurt your eyes, especially for those of you guys that do have sensitive ones. This bad boy right here, it's meant to be kind of like literally like a daylight light. So it's not harsh, but it's bright enough to still be able to see everything. The technical specifications, as far as on the 40-inch V-Series light bar, that one is going to be in length 41.25 inches. And in width, it's going to be 1.13 inches. So the reason I'm giving you the measurements is so that way you can go ahead and measure out your bed or your camper, wherever you're thinking of placing these. And then as far as the power consumption on it, it's going to be 16 watts. Just in case you guys were curious as far as that. And then the beam pattern is actually going to be a flood. So one thing why I ended up switching to Kingpin versus my old ones is on the Kingpin, once again, it's like a floodlight, and two, it's nicely diffused. On my old ones, if you guys watched that video, the previous lights that I had back here, you can actually see the LED chips. I had mentioned in that video that eventually I was going to do the Kingpin lighting because of the quality and just the features that they have. And look, we're here today. All right, you guys, so now for the 12-inch V-Series, it's just a shorter version of the 40-inch light bar. It has the same rugged design. It has basically everything the same. Only difference is the size and the power consumption. And if you do want it, make sure to use my discount code for 15% off. It's just JesseRizo. It's that simple. Description box below. Let's go ahead and now tell you guys the things that I do love about them. All right, you guys, so now towards the end of the video, I wanted to go ahead and tell you guys why I ended up switching over and why I love these bad boys. So let's just show you guys why. So first thing is going to be, these ones actually do swivel 180 degrees. So the cool thing about this is you can go ahead and rotate it forward. So say you guys are camping and you're right here, you can go ahead and light up the section. Now if you guys are going to cook right here on your tailgate, you could turn it downwards to light this up, or you can point it forward to light up inside right here. And this also goes for the 12 inches that I do have inside right here. You're gonna notice, let me go ahead and open these up, and these also rotate the same 180 degrees. So I can go ahead and point it this way to light up over here, or I can point it more right here directly under me, or a little bit more inwards. So that's the cool thing about these bad boys. No lights have that, especially my previous ones, like I mentioned. Those ones were just a stick on. And man, I'm sorry to kind of keep telling you guys that, but that's why I love these. That's sick. The next thing why I love them is they are actually really sleek, like I said earlier, and they're super durable. And what I mean by that is if you guys do have tools or anything like that, say they're on your bed, you can go ahead and smack them around. I don't recommend you do this, but as you can see, it's not breaking. They're just bouncing around, and I keep saying that because it's worth it. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and now tell you guys the third thing that I love about them is going to be the dimming feature. So let's go ahead and turn them on by tapping it just like that, as you can see, and then you go ahead and tap it again, and it does dim up or down. So whether you need more light or less light, you can see there it's dimming. You just hold the dim down just like that, and then you hit it again, you could turn it off, or you hit it again by tapping, and then it should go ahead and dim back up, as you can see there. So that's the cool part about it, is you can dim it up or down, doesn't matter. Just depends on how bright you want them at night. All right, you guys, and the last thing that I do love about them, which later on I'll probably love some more stuff, but for now, this is going to be super versatile. So what I mean by that is you could go ahead and get yourself the 40 inches, you could get yourself the 12 inch, and you could literally stack these anywhere you want. I know I put them on my camper, but say you don't have a camper, you can put them down here. Not only that, these are good for RVs, these are good for trailers, these are good for literally anything. Go ahead and light up your house. You can put these literally anywhere. That's what I meant by versatile. And then also, since they do have the positive and negative right here, you can go ahead and run any type of wire harness as long as it's that 14 gauge. At the time of install, I didn't know where I wanted this one. That's why we didn't put it. I'm gonna end up putting this one back there. So that's the cool thing about these. They're super versatile. If you guys do wanna go ahead and purchase them, check out the description box below and use my 15% off discount code so you can save yourself some money. If that was you, I'd go ahead and check them out. They're super durable and high quality. So if you guys ever do see me in person, ask me to check them out and I'll show you guys, and you can go ahead and be the judge for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it, but I'm telling you guys right now, if you see them, you're gonna love them. So if you guys did like today's video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Get intimidated. It's actually really easy, but I do need to explain a couple. Man. The cool thing with these is these do have an way. That scared me. So let's go ahead and now tell you guys the third thing that I love about them. Let me go ahead and turn them on, tapping it.
JesseRizo. please feel free to subscribe.